How can you get and hold an audience's attention at the beginning of your presentation? This is always a challenge. Hi, I'm Cheryl Holt, co-author of Success with Presentations. Let's talk about getting and holding the audience's attention. In the United States, we expect you to get our attention. We expect you to hold our attention, even from the beginning. This is called an attention getter, or a hook. It's like when you go fishing, you hook the fish, and that's what we're doing for our audience. So what are the advantages? It helps the audience become interested in your topic, to focus on the importance of your topic, to listen carefully to your approach or your answers that you're going to bring up in your research. It's very important that you use a strategy to hook our attention. So let's look at some of those examples. Here are 3 of the most common examples we use when we get the attention of the audience. It could be a statistic, it could be a problem, and your research is the solution, or the topic of your presentation is the solution. Maybe it's a thought-provoking question, a rhetorical question, meaning you're not going to ask them for answers, or it could be a real question where you're asking them to raise their hand to answer a question. Any of these would be great attention getters. So let's look at some specific examples. The first one is a statistic example. Did you know that approximately 19% of children ages 6 to 11 and 17% of adolescents ages 12 to 19 were overweight in 2000? An additional 15% of children and adolescents were at risk for becoming overweight. That was over 10 years ago, and the percentages continue to increase at an alarming rate. Our research focuses on. Do you notice the statistics that we've put here? Now, I don't suggest that you write this out on a slide, but maybe you have just the statistics. You might have children ages 6 to 11, 17%, and so on. So there's some kind of slide that goes with this, but this is the script that you would probably say about that statistic. Okay, here's a grammar point. Use did you know instead of do you know. When we present statistics like this, we're not asking a real question. Do you know? No, we're giving them some kind of information, surprising information. So we use the word did you know. Listen to how I reduce that. Did you? I don't say did you, did you. Did you know? If you say do you know, it's almost an insult. Do you know this or don't you know this? So try to avoid that grammar. Okay, let's move on to a problem example. This is about global warming. Everybody knows that global warming is an issue that we're needing to address. So this might be your script if you're going to use this kind of attention getter. Global warming, or climate change, is one of the key problems facing the planet. If the current trend continues, we face several serious consequences in the next 25 years. But this trend could be reversed with more emphasis on sustainability. Our work emphasizes the importance of sustainability. Do you notice how you take the problem and then you link it to what you're going to give as the solution? Our work. Our work emphasizes the importance of sustainability. And then you'd go on and give them the agenda and start your presentation. Okay, here's one more example. This is a question example. This could be a real question where you're going to actually gather some ideas from the audience, or maybe it's a rhetorical question. That means that you're going to ask the question, pause slightly, and then give the answer. So let's look at what this looks like. What do you think is the #1 type of cancer in the U.S.? Pause slightly. If it's a real question, now gather some ideas. If it's not, pause about 2 seconds and then move on. Let me give you a hint. It's not lung cancer or breast cancer. Pause. It's prostate cancer. It's one of the most treatable cancers, but the problem is that it often goes undetected. We're working on a procedure that will quickly and easily diagnose prostate cancer. Again, you're engaging your audience, you're catching their attention by asking them a question, and then you're giving them the answer in the context of what you're going to present. Okay, it's your turn. Come up with at least one attention getter that you can use in your next presentation. Write it out, practice it, and deliver it with sincerity and some kind of interaction so that they can feel like they are now engaged in your own presentation. This information and many more examples are given in Success with Presentations at eslvideos.com.